Aditya L1, the Indian Space Research Organization's maiden solar mission, successfully entered its final maneuver to reach its destination and injected into its final orbit today. Aditya L1 is the country's first solar observatory. ISRO's Chairman S. Somnath called it an extraordinary feat for India and said that many other missions will be launched this year. Somnath said that they are planning the long journey and this is just a beginning. ISRO also released the first images of the Aditya L1 mission that is aimed at studying the sun. The space agency proudly shared the inaugural photo of the sun mission, which then quickly went viral. The image was accompanied by a caption, "India, I did it." Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the scientists of ISRO and said that India created yet another landmark and said it is a testament to the relentless dedication of the scientists in realizing among the most complex and intricate space missions. Condemning the attack on the enforcement directorate, BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawalla said that when we speak of dictators across the world, we think of Uganda as Idi Amin. But nowadays, when we speak of dictators, we speak of Didi. He then said that if the officials of the Enforcement Directorate and CRPF are not safe and are attacked by a mob because they were exposing corruption, it shows how corruption and political violence have been institutionalized in West Bengal after Trinamool Congress came to power. BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad said that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee should give an answer. He then highlighted Prime Minister's statement that action would be taken against those who are corrupt. He questioned Mamata by asking why were the Enforcement Directorate officials beaten when they were doing their job.
इसका जवाब ममता जी को देना चाहिए और तथाकथित इंडिया गठबंधन के लोगों को देना चाहिए। मोदी जी ने साफ कहा है कि भ्रष्टाचार लोगों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी। तो अगर कार्रवाई होती है तो क्या उन लोगों को मारा जाएगा, पीटा जाएगा? और याद करिए कौन है, सैकड़ों करोड़ के गरीबों के राशन घोटाले का मामला है। वहां पर ईडी के लोग जाते हैं, जो इंक्वायरी चल रही है, कई मामले हाईकोर्ट के निर्देश में चल रहे हैं, वहां पर ईडी के लोगों पर हमला होता है। और यही लोग हैं जो मोदी जी के खिलाफ कहते हैं संविधान का अपमान कर रहे हैं, संविधान का खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं। कौन कर रहा है संविधान का खिलवाड़? ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि जांच हो, तो जांच होगी तो और घपले पकड़े जाएंगे।
In a recent statement, West Bengal Congress President Adhiranjan Chaudhary voiced strong opinions on the state's political landscape. Chaudhary challenged the BJP's capacity to bring changes in Bengal, pointing to their track record in Manipur. He asserted a desire for presidential rule, especially in disturbed areas, casting doubts on the BJP's commitment and courage to act. An order has been issued for police personnel deployed in Ayodhya on 22nd of January. According to the directive, police personnel engaged in the inauguration activities in Ayodhya will not be allowed to use smartphones. The decision was made to ensure that the police personnel remain focused on their duties. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has announced that the state government will construct a state guest house near the Grand Temple of Lord Ram in Ayodhya. Notably, the initiative comes after the Uttar Pradesh government, owing to the special efforts of Chief Minister Dhami, allotted land for the project in Ayodhya. In light of One Nation, One Election initiative, the high-level committee headed by President Ramnath Kovind is now open to public suggestions. The committee aims to gather input for making changes in the existing legal administrative framework while enabling simultaneous elections across the country. Suggestions can be posted on the committee's website or sent via email. The deadline for submitting the suggestions is 15th of January 2024. Protest held against NCP leader Jitendra Awad's comment of Lord Ram. Dogra Front staging protest against Jitendra Awad in Jammu. Posters of the India Alliance leaders as Ravan was burnt. The Karnataka cabinet gave its nod to Kannada language comprehensive development ordinance. With this, commercial establishment, industries, hospitals and institutions and organizations will have to 60% Kannada on their signboards and nameplates. VHP leaders reach Hubballi sub-jail to welcome Shrikant Pujari, who was granted bail by the court in Hubballi. Mallikarjun Kharge targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Lakshadweep visit and said that tension persists in Manipur, and yet the Prime Minister is busy with photo session in Lakshadweep. Varanasi court to decide on 24th of January whether to provide ASI report on Gyanvapi Mosque to parties in the case. Another FIR was registered against NCP legislator Jitendra Awad in Mumbai's Ghatkopar police station under section 295A of the IPC for his statement that Lord Ram was a non-vegetarian. This complaint was filed by BJP MLA Ram Kadam. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah held a meeting with senior police officers of the state regarding the law and order situation in the state. 29 people were injured in a Jallikattu competition that was held in Tamil Nadu. The injured have been taken to Thanjavur Medical College Hospital. NCP leader Jitendra Awad's remark on Lord Ram have triggered sharp reactions from political parties, NGOs and BJP Women Wing. In a recent development, the Dogra Front in Kashmir staged a protest over his comments. Well, to participate as a partner country, Singapore would be present at the vibrant Gujarat Global Summit in Gandhinagar from 9th to 12th of January. Singapore and its companies will strengthen the economic cooperation with the state of Gujarat. This will be done through expanded investments into Gujarat's green economy and sustainability sector. ED summons Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren's political advisor Abhishek Prasad in the alleged illegal mining case. Prasad will join the investigation on 16th of January. ED has also summoned the Deputy Commissioner of Sahibganj on 11th of January and one Vinod Singh on 15th of January. After his name appeared in the charge sheet of Mahadev betting app case, former Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel called ED's supplementary charge sheet a political conspiracy. Truck drivers called off their agitation against the new hit-and-run law in Orissa after a fruitful meeting with the Transport Commissioner. Transport Commissioner Amitabh Thakur said that in the next few hours, everything will be back to normal on the roads of Orissa. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath visited the exhibition stalls set up for the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra program in Surajkund. He will inaugurate and lay the foundation stone of 29 development projects and will also perform the Bhumi Pujan of Kalyan Manda. Delhi court has allowed jail Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh to physically visit to file his nomination forms for the upcoming Rajya Sabha election. Sanjay Singh is presently lodged in Tihar jail in connection with a money laundering case linked to the Delhi excise policy. In another major step towards demolishing the terrorist gangster drug smuggler nexus in the country, the National Investigation Agency attached 4 properties owned by members of dreaded gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's organized terror crime syndicate. Addressing the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in Thiruvananthapuram, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hailed Modi ki guarantee and said that this guarantee means good governance and people-centric policies. Protest by fishermen demanding closure of Coromandel International Limited following a gas leak has entered 11th day in Chennai. On the 23rd of December, 6,700 families in Innore's specified wards affected by an oil spill received a compensation of 7,500 rupees in addition to 6,000 rupees from Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. However, residents from Ward 4 and Ward 6 impacted by a spill claim that they were excluded from the compensation, citing oversight in the assessment by the revenue officials. Following the email threat received at the science centres in Bengaluru and Kolkata, sudden inspection at the science centre in Tirunelveli was conducted by bomb experts. The district science centre has now been brought under severe security. This 18-year-old prodigy is poised for greatness, and the Adani Group is now stepping up to fuel his journey to global glory. The Adani Group, through its Karvai initiative, recognizes and empowers rising stars like Pragananda. They back not just his chess skills, but his ambition to bring laurels home. With Adani by his side, Pragananda can now focus on his ultimate goal, becoming world champion. The leader of the Lebanese militia, Hezbollah, urged his group to retaliate after a presumed Israeli strike hit a Beirut neighborhood, which also killed a senior Hamas official. He said that if they didn't do it, Lebanon will become vulnerable to Israeli attacks. 15 of the 34 detained on suspicion of spying for Israel will be held in prison in Turkey. 26 suspects were referred to the court on a charge of committing political or military espionage on behalf of Israeli intelligence. Israel's foreign intelligence agency Mossad is said to have recruited Palestinians and Syrian nationals inside Turkey as part of the operation against foreigners living in Turkey. IDF has shared the footage of Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon. The Israeli military said that about 40 rockets were fired towards the area of Meron, but did not mention any base. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken met his Turkish counterpart in Istanbul. The meeting comes as Blinken traveled to the Middle East on a tour that was expected to focus largely on easing resurgent fears that the Israel-Hamas war could erupt into a broader conflict. In Gaza, the war rages on as Israel continues its military operations. The Gaza skyline is filled with black smoke and the unsettling sounds of explosions. Shockingly, over 22,000 people in Gaza have lost their lives since the war began. The city of Kiryat Shimona near the Lebanon border resembles a ghost town as rockets launched by Hezbollah and the Lebanon branch of Hamas have left the city completely shattered. Many buildings and cars have been damaged, shops are closed, and streets are also empty. 8 trucks carrying essential aid and supplies entered Gaza through the Rafah crossing. This is through Egypt this morning. This comes in the wake of a recent statement from the United Nations humanitarian chief who described Gaza as uninhabitable 3 months after the horrific attacks by Hamas against Israel. The move shall provide the much needed support to the region. This morning, smoke trails filled the sky as cars carrying bodies arrived at Deir al-Balah hospital. Crowds gathered outside the hospital where many seek shelter amidst the ongoing bombings in the region. The Gaza Strip continues to witness heavy fighting, forcing Palestinians to flee and seek refuge in small areas. The World Health Organization and the UN Population Fund delivered medical supplies to the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis. WHO Emergency Medical Team Coordinator Sean Casey said the delivery from Rafah was the first in 10 days. This comes after Casey said hospitals in the region have been running short on supplies. The Israeli military says it is preparing an investigation into failures connected with 7th of October Hamas attack that triggered the latest war against the terrorist group. The army's chief spokesperson said that the military is still planning the investigation. He said the investigation aims to improve the army. The preparations for elections are underway and the opposition is seeking to boycott and disrupt the strike. Election materials were being distributed at various locations in Dhaka to election officials who were carrying it to the polling stations. Bangladesh's main opposition party has started a 48-hour general strike as the South Asian nation is gearing up to hold its next general election. The Election Commission said that ballot boxes, among other election supplies, have been sent over in preparation for the vote. The powerful storm and rainfall damaged more than 1,000 homes and business and left several communities under muddy brown water. Buildings and cars are also submerged in water. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was in the region and wanted to assure residents that the country's environmental agency had people on the ground in affected areas. The powerful rain lashed out in several parts of UK made the residents suffer. The evacuation process is happening in full steam. Elderly residents were taken out beforehand. To reduce the severity of the situation, environmental agencies and emergency services are trying to pump out the water. New York state lawyers requested for an increase in penalty to over $370 million on the Donald Trump's civil business fraud trial. The defense argues that 10+ weeks of testimony produced no evidence of fraudulence. Both sides highlighted their takeaways from the trial in court filings ahead of the closing arguments. A sailor has been found off the coast of Colombia after spending over 2 weeks at sea in a damaged yacht. He said that all the vessel communications and navigation systems were lost. He doesn't have any major health issues after the 15-day struggle. The death toll after the Japan earthquake reached 100. The rescue workers carefully pulled people out from the rubble. The number of missing was lowered too, but it also shot up 2 days ago. Firefighters rescued 3 persons after a 2-story house collapsed in a municipality in Rome. The building had collapsed after an explosion due to a gas leak. Firefighting teams also carried out searches for more victims under the rubble. Denmark's Holger Rune defeated Russian Roman Seful 6-4, 7-6 to move into the final of the ATP Brisbane International. In fact, Rune, who is ranked number 8, will face the winner of the match between Australian Jordan Thompson and Bulgarian Dimitrov. As the Hong Kong returns from the Asian Cup, 55-year-long wait comes to an end. They're making the first appearance in the tournament since 1968.